All right, it's the last Wednesday in March. We just released our cover crop video, and I just want to thank you guys for all the awesome suggestions that you gave us from all across the world. So what we're going to do is a bit of a long form video here, where we're going to try 4 different ways of terminating this cover crop, and then we'll figure out what works best for us in our climate. Obviously, if you live in the interior, or if you lived in the Midwest, or if you live down in Florida, it'd be a completely different story, but we want to find out what works best for us here. So yeah, I'm gonna get going on this. I'm actually staring at this Brattle Reese Spirea. It is just bananas right now. So anyways, I'm gonna get going and bring you back and share a couple thoughts. So here we go. All right, got her done. Wasn't too much work at all. So the 4 ways I did, just to quickly recap, was the first one, just dug it in. Really simple. Something my grandpa did every spring. God bless him. And yeah, we'll see how that one goes. So option 2 is just chop and drop, basically, and then try to smother it with some cardboard. Really simple. Can probably scale that up quite a bit. Option number 3 was to chop and drop, just weed whack it down, and then cover it with some of our homemade compost full of worms and other microorganisms. So we'll see how that does. We'll see if that biology takes care of it, or if we have some roots coming up through it. It'll be interesting to see. And then the 4th way was to solarize it. Now, solarizing here is a big ask. Like I said, like if we were in the Midwest, in May, temperatures get up to the mid 20s, or you know, into the 80s. I think solarizing would work a lot better. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I double layered it. Poly is fairly cheap, and it's not something I'm really stoked to do, but I just wanted to try it to see. I mean, this stuff was just laying around from a construction job, so we'll see how it goes. I did not chop and drop that, and we'll just see how it goes in about a month or so. So thank you again for all your awesome suggestions. We really appreciate it. And yeah, who knows, maybe we'll learn something about our climate here, and yeah, be able to make changes going forward. So we'll see you in... All right, it's been almost 2.5 weeks since we've done the 4 different techniques on terminating the cover crops, and I just want to go in there and show you guys some interesting things, some pretty apparent things that are happening already. So that's why I wanted to get this video out, to get some help. So I'll pull the covers off, and we'll have a look at the 4 different ways and what's happening. Awesome. All right, so I got everything pulled off, and some interesting stuff, gotta say. So what I'm gonna do is start on the left-hand side and work to the right of the 4 different methods. So here we go. Okay, so on the far left there is where I simply just dug it in a couple weeks ago, and it seemed to work okay. The digging, I'm not a big fan of digging it in, but it's definitely mainly terminated, and yeah, it seems to be the worms are breaking it up and going at it. So all right, so the second one from the left, I just chopped and dropped it and smothered it with cardboard, covered it with cardboard, and surprisingly it is quite well broken down. And there's definitely a difference in the soil between the one that I smothered and the one that I dug. The one that I smothered, the soil seems to be much better, and I'm sure that's just a case of not bringing the subsoil up to the top. So that's really interesting to me. Okay, third one is chop and drop, and then covered it with our compost. Now, I was kind of expecting this to happen just by the nature of rye. It's already sent out shoots. It's loving the compost that we provided for it, and we're definitely going to have to do something about that. And then finally, the 4th one on the far right is the attempt at solarizing. This one I really did expect. It just does not get warm enough up here, especially this time of year. But I think in our environment, our climate here, you'd be hard pressed on solarizing rye until the middle of summer, and then that kind of defeats the purpose. So yeah, definitely gonna leave that there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is actually leave everything the way it is now. I'm gonna leave it uncovered, hopefully get some responses from you guys and some help, and just see. I'm really interested if the middle one starts to grow back, or if it's being smothered for that long. It may be terminated. We'll have to see about that. And then yeah, this one is actively growing, and the solarized one is actively growing. So going to be looking for some info from you guys on that. Would be awesome. Okay, so speaking of great information, there's just a few guys I want to really thank that's helped me with this so far. Steve from Steve in the Garden, Nick from Nick in the Garden, Gardening Rick from Gardening with Bar Chuckin'. Thanks a lot for the help, and all you other guys too. It's weird just to point out a couple people, but yeah, thank you guys for that. And there's one person in particular I really want to thank, and that's JL Acres. We'll put the his video up on the end screen, and he does some really kind of cutting edge farming in northern Illinois on a massive scale. He's a no-till farmer, and he posted a video a couple weeks ago, and I asked him specifically about rye, and his response just blew my mind. Super thorough, super thoughtful. So go and check out that video if you're interested, and just look for my comment. I mean, he's on a channel like us, but he's doing some amazing things, and yeah, people that take the time to respond to my questions or anyone's questions, yeah, I just really want to thank them for that. But yeah, he's got some amazing concepts. He's been doing it for a few years now, and like I said, he does it on a very large scale. So highly recommend, go check out the boys over at JL Acres. And yeah, with that, it's beautiful here today, and yeah, gonna enjoy it. So you guys have a great day and stay awesome.